So let's have a look at another question. Now this question is the second to last question of challenge level C called buried treasure. So this is going to be of slightly more difficult standard compared to the rest that we have done so far. So let's look at the question. The question says, somewhere in the garden is a hidden treasure, but the turtle doesn't know where. It looks like it will have to search everywhere. The task is to write a program to help the turtle search for the hidden treasure. Now, we have a very simple turtle diagram here. The turtle is located at this place right at the beginning. We can see we have some options, slow, normal and fast, which will of course help us to test the code. The idea here is that somewhere in this green space, which represents the garden, there is hidden treasure. But because we don't know where the treasure is, we need to code the program in a way that the turtle can check every part of the garden. Now, it's important to understand that firstly, we only have 5 blocks to work with. And because we have repeat blocks, we know that we will most certainly be using them in order to repeat certain movements to make searching for the hidden treasure more effective and efficient. So, let's first plan out the method that we will use in order to find the treasure. Now, the turtle can go in different ways. We can get the turtle to turn, go all the way up, come back down, go back up again, and come back down. We can also get the turtle to move forward in the direction it's already facing, and then get it to turn left, go back down, turn right, go back down. But you can see that in the both possible solutions that I can plan, there is the idea of a zigzag shape taking place. This zigzag shape will basically allow you to make sure that you cover every aspect of the garden in order to make sure that we search everywhere for the hidden treasure. So, as you can see, we need to move forward. We need to move forward a certain number of times. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the repeat and move forward block, and I'm just going to run it to see how many times my turtle is moving. Now, as you can see, it seems like 10 is far too many steps. So if we have a look, we could probably move it down to 5 and see if that is enough, too much or too little steps for the turtle to turn. Now, as you can see, the turtle did actually stop just before the last step that it needs to take. This indicates that the number of steps going along the width and the height of this particular square is 6. This means that anytime I repeat moving forward, it will be done 6 times. So if we run this code now, you can see that my turtle has moved forward 6 times and has reached the edge of my garden. Now, of course, when I reach the edge of the garden, I then need to turn left and then turn left again in order to move forward again. Now, turning left is a movement that we can use from the block here, okay, and we can test. So if we have a look here, we can see that our turtle moved to the end, turned left, and was ready to either move forward, but in our case, that would then miss this part of the garden, so therefore we need to turn left again. Okay, now let's run this again and see if that works. It doesn't necessarily mean that just because I have planned it out in my head, that is exactly the correct answer. Now, as you can see that if I run it, I go forward, I turn left, and it's actually turning back left again. This means that I need a block in between my turn left, the first one, and the second turn left to allow my turtle to actually be in the correct location for it to then actually move down this second zigzag section right here. So I've put a move forward block in between. Let's see what that does. And as you can see, my turtle moved up to here, turned left again, and it stopped here facing that way, which meant that I'm now ready to repeat moving forward 6 times. So as you can see here, because I'm repeating moving forward 6 times, I can use the repeat do block to help me do that. So let's run it and see what happens. So as you can see, we move forward. Now we have an issue where the turtle is no longer moving upwards, it's coming back down. This means that once we reach the end part of the code that we've created, we shouldn't be turning left, but actually we should be turning right. This means that I need to have 2 repeat blocks in here. The first repeat block allows me to turn left, and the second repeat block allows me to turn right. So let's modify the second repeat block to move the number of times correctly first, which is 6, because we experimented that before and it worked. But now, instead of turning left and then moving forward and then turning right, we will be moving right instead. So let's turn right, let's move forward, and let's turn right again. Now let's have a look and see how that works. Now, of course, this needs to be here, and as before, we need to put move forward in here because we're only moving forward a repetitive 6 steps. Let's run the code and experiment to see what happens. As you can see now, my turtle is successfully moving up the square all the way to the top, and as you can see, my answer is correct. Did you manage to solve that problem? Well done if you did. Let's now have a look at the possible answer and explanation. Now, this again, as I demonstrated at the beginning, depending on which way you make the turtle turn, is actually possible to have multiple answers. This means that the answer in the website here and the answer that we happen to have is identical. However, this doesn't necessarily mean that this is the only correct answer. So well done if you got this answer, but having a look, it would have been possible to actually turn right first and then turn left. And we could have swapped the blocks that way, and this would have allowed us to still look through the garden completely, but instead of going straight on and then going in the vertical direction, you could have also done it in the horizontal direction as well. So again, there are possible answers, multiple answers to do this solution.